Hey, this is the Raz. I still have something in my throat. Let me clear my throat. Anyway, I want to call everybody here today, to just share in my thoughts. There's things I want to thank Donald Trump for. I want to thank Donald Trump for reducing pharmaceutical my prescription prices 1,000%. Even though I failed math, and I don't see how something can be reduced 1,000%. But hey, if Donald Trump says it's 1,000% reduced, it's 1,000% reduced. So I'm expecting at least $999 per dollar that I spend at the pharmacy to come back to me. Let me know if my math is incorrect. And another thing I want to thank Donald Trump for. I want to thank Donald Trump for letting me know that slavery didn't happen, that black people were not a part of this history, that all those bodies that we saw burning and hanging from trees, it just must have been a figment of our imagination. You know, the strange fruit from the poplar trees, the Mississippi Punch Bowl. I just want to thank Trump for all those whelps and scars, those beatings, those rapes never happened. I really can't believe this guy. And the third thing I want to thank Trump for is letting me know that Hispanics and Latinos are all bad. I didn't know that. As many times, hey, Macarena, Macarena, as many times, as a rico, suave, as many times as I went out for Taco Tuesday, as many times as, drinking margaritas, banging senoritas, I didn't know. I must have been sinning at that point. I must have been, really blind. Come to think about it, Donald, brown people and black people are related. So that's why slavery didn't happen, because you're trying to tell me Mexicans and Latinos, at least in America, didn't happen. The Trail of Tears didn't happen. The Wind Talkers of World War II didn't happen. The great tribes, that Confederate flag that is just worshipped by certain people, with those 3 stars in right corner, 3 stars in the left corner, 3 stars in the bottom right corner, 3 stars in the left corner. Those weren't the great Sioux tribes, the great tribes of the Americas. That's what that represented. That was that original flag. Maybe that flag never happened. There are a lot of contributions and a lot of misdeeds that were done to this country that didn't happen. And I want to thank Donald Trump for opening my eyes. I want to thank Donald Trump for letting me know that gas is $2 a gallon. I'm in the Philippines and gas is maybe $2 a gallon. But I ain't never heard of nobody in the U.S. right now, 2025, tell me their gas is $2 a gallon. Maybe, somewhere. But I also know those, those petroleum, those big gasoline companies, they have a winter formula, winter gas, and a summer gas. Now, every car that I had only had one engine, so I don't know where they're getting these different formulas, because I don't have to have, driving in California, I don't have to have winter tires and summer tires. I know there's snow tires and summer tires if you live in, you know, in those northeast somewhere, or somewhere up near the Great Lakes near Canada. But Donald Trump is a very smart man. You know, all these things that he just opened my eyes to. You know, I'll be 64 at the end of this month, and I learned more from Donald Trump this year than I learned in all my years of school. And oh man, America, we really have to be thankful for this president, because he is the greatest president ever. He has more knowledge than the generals. He knows more than the doctors. He knows more than the scientists. He knows and understands nuclear wars. He has ended 7 wars. He's about to end 8 wars, I think. I don't know really what he constitutes as a war, but he's ending some skirmish. And then, you know, we've got this guy, Kash Patel. Does Kash Patel look like he's been in the sniff? Because he's got bug eyes every time I see him. I mean, not like a deer in headlights. He's got his triple beams on. He's getting that goody stuff. And he doesn't know nothing. He's head of the FBI and has no knowledge, no information about anything. Everything happened before him. You have to ask Donald Trump, and then he will reiterate what Donald Trump said. But he has no knowledge of anything. Those papers, those files that don't exist, you know, Epstein, that guy that supposedly was killed in jail, he doesn't know anything about it. You know, then we have the head of the DOJ. She don't know nothing about nothing. How do we have all these people that are in these key positions that don't know anything? I mean, it's not like we have someone in charge of education that has no experience working in education. Not like we have a lot of those people, but we have a lot of people in positions that they don't know nothing about nothing. You know, But I want to thank Donald Trump for putting together such a great team. A team where nobody has a position, or they do have positions, but they don't know anything about their positions, and that's all they know. So, Donald Trump, you know, once again, you are the Grand Poobah. You are, you know, head of the Water Buffalo Lodge. I don't know what you are, Donald Trump, but for someone that has 34 felony convictions, 2 convictions of sexual assault against women, 2 indictments, how did you get reelected? How do we say this is the guy we want? Have we ever had a president, and we're old enough to remember, say, watching JFK. If JFK was asked a question about multiple topics, he had some information and some knowledge about each. Same with Nixon. Same with Reagan. Same with Clinton, Obama, both Bushes. How come those presidents knew a lot about a lot? And that's why they said being president is one of the most difficult jobs in the world, because you have to know so much. You have to be on top of everything because you are in charge. You may appoint people to head departments, but their responsibility is to brief you, so when you convey your message to the U.S. citizens, that you have some knowledge about it. You can't just pull numbers out of the air. Maybe you're pulling them out of your butt. Maybe you're pulling them out of both places at the same time. I don't know. You know, there's hot air coming out your mouth. There's hot air coming out your butt. Maybe that's why you got to wear diapers. But anyway, I want to thank Donald Trump for being Donald Trump and causing me to believe that we can do better, causing me to pray that we do better, because we need to have a leader that can lead the people. If he doesn't know, he hires the right people that know, the people that can brief him. We need a leader that the military leaders can follow, because if you can't lead, there's no military leader that's going to follow you, because they took an oath, and their oath is to the Constitution. So these ICE police, and I use that police word very loosely, because you are not police. You are the good old boys in uniform. You know, that's who you really are. Those Proud Boys. That's who you are, because you don't know how to conduct yourself. You don't identify yourself. You wear a mask. No agency wears masks like that. You know, the FBI, CIA, Secret Service. Why do you have to wear a mask? Why are you the only ones that don't have to identify yourself? Why don't you have to say what probable cause is? You just grab and snatch people. And you know what that encourages? That encourages some sex traffickers to dress like you do and grab and snatch people. And that also encourages people wanting to rise up and fight back. But we know what will happen. That great guy, that orange poobah, will declare martial law, because that's what he wants. And then he could sit as president until we have a civil war to get rid of him. And I know that's not what we want, but I was just joking in this video. The only thing that I can say I thank Donald Trump for is the day he leaves office, because hopefully he would have left America and Americans with lessons where we never want to go again. We will never forget this presidency, because if we don't wake up, this presidency will destroy us. We have to support and make sure that the Constitution, U.S. Constitution, as it stands, will be enforced. No president is king or above the Constitution. He is not above the law. I love you, everybody. This is Raz with Can We Talk? And see ya. Do you remember the 21st day of September? Yeah, I know I can't sing, but I'm just happy to be alive. I'm happy for friends. I'm happy to be blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you, everybody. See you.